Welcome
to another episode
of Driving to the Res.
Wait, so that is more familiar to us than your morning cup. We've really been slacking.
Clearly. It's been a while.
Because this is actually your morning cup
with iBenz Academy.
I'm Ash.
And I'm Kara.
And we're Kash.
Hi.
Hi. But we barely know who we are because we haven't been podcasting, guys.
No.
Sorry.
It's been like 3 months.
When you said it, I didn't believe it. I was like, no, it was like a month ago. And then
I mean,
you were right. It was like 3 months.
Linear time can be tricky, but it's still fact.
Firewalls, anyone?
Yes. Yeah, so I thought that would be interesting to look at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, firewalls come up in life and, you know.
Doing ascension work.
Mm-hmm. Especially when doing ascension work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's been 3 months. Hi, everybody. We're back. Happy 2023.
Yay.
Actually, more like Happy Halloween, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas.
and Happy Hanukkah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
So what have we been up to?
Well, some major life changes.
Yeah.
Such as?
I got puppies.
Oh my gosh. Which
Yes.
puppies specifically?
Venus and Saturn, who are puppies from Larry and Inelia's Anatolian Shepherd named Tiny, who is anything but tiny, and Akbash named Lucy, who is also massive. So I got 2 massive tiny puppies.
But yeah, those two have made some amazing diamond puppies.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Diamonds as in
They're
like beautiful and sparkly and light.
Yep.
And as Larry would say, they're organic, you know.
They're fully organic. Yes. That in itself was like priceless.
Amazing.
Because I've been looking for getting a puppy for a while, and finding organic puppies is not easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So healthy and strong,
Mm-hmm.
live in an EMF free zone as much as possible at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good diet.
good diet, lots of exercise. Yeah, pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite a change.
Yeah. How about for you?
So I got engaged.
What?
Yay! And for context, this was a manifestation item that I've been working on for quite a long time, a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been some iterations of what to look for and what I actually want and programs and all the things. And yeah, long story short, he's just amazing, extremely compatible, interesting and interested, financially successful, emotionally available, you know, an adult, and we have similar values, super handsome, just all these things.
Awesome.
So it's very exciting.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
looking at wedding planning.
Super good.
Yeah. So that's been fun.
Who's your bridesmaid?
Well,
Or maid of honor?
spoiler, it's you.
I knew that.
No,
I just wanted everybody else to know.
Yes. Yes. Everyone on the internet. No.
Yes. Everyone on the
Actually,
internet who's listening to us.
Ashley's my maid of honor.
Yes, that's really the important
Yes.
part.
That role has been taken. Just so you know.
That role's taken.
Yes. That's
Exactly.
before you flood my inbox on Walk With Me Now. That role is taken.
You're so funny.
So that's
Yeah.
part of it, at least on the personal side.
Mm-hmm.
But work-wise, we've been quite busy too.
Oh, yeah. We've been creating a lot of
Yes.
power. So Power Objects Workshop.
If you haven't heard about it.
Yes. It's been created. Woo!
Yay!
Inelia's been talking about it for a while, but we got it edited. We got it all put together.
Yeah.
All the materials pulled together as well. And now we have our first workshop starting at the end of this month on the 28th. So it's February workshop. And
One in March as well.
yeah.
Yeah, due to popular demand.
Yes. The February one sold out. So we opened up one in March, and pretty exciting to have that back to back too.
Yeah.
And I know it's our goal. We want to be able to start providing more content more frequently.
Yeah.
So it's not like once or twice a year, but something that things are available more often to our audience.
Yeah, exactly.
To you.
And different types of content too.
Yes.
Like the Instant Manifestation Workshop is big and intense and amazing, but it is
life-changing, but intense.
But it's, you know, a
Yeah.
commitment for sure.
Yeah.
But there's also some other really exciting tools and classes and workshops that we can do that are also really interesting and fun and engaging and not quite the same type of like life-changing initiative, which is good. You know, it depends what you're looking for.
Life enhancing, improving, expanding awareness, ascension work, but maybe like the dial's turned down just a little bit.
You really got to look at your BS belief systems in the instant manifestation workshop. And sometimes, you know, it's not always pleasant.
And it's a long journey. There's a lot of lectures and there's a lot of work to do. And alternatively, in the Power Objects workshop, there's still a lot of work to do, but it's just you're making 3 power objects. That's right. You get to make your own 3 power objects with Inelia and with your peers as well as us as facilitators. And then you have like the lecture videos and homework from that, but it's not as intense or as involved time-wise. Yeah. It's still involved, but it's as involved as you make it, really, right? Like how much time you want to put into making the power objects. It could be a quick thing. It could be a more extensive thing.
Yeah. So for example, looking at creating an object that focuses your intention and attention to bring in wealth into your life. That's something you could explore in the Power Objects workshop. Whereas in the Instant Manifestation workshop, you would look at a specific manifestation item to bring in wealth into your life. Like, I want the feeling of being wealthy, or I want $1 billion, or I want a new job, whatever it is. And then you look at all the different kinds of work and aspects of bringing that item into your life in a very different way. And more comprehensive way, I would say. Yeah,
and there's a lot to it, right? Like there's a lot of like around the nature of reality and understanding that and how manifestations work in this reality. And then also being able to understand, so like why is it not here? And then how do we bring it here? You know, and there's got to be work in between all of that to make it possible. So yeah, it's definitely like both learning the theory, and then there's also like the putting it into practice, which means doing the Ibends method.
Yes.
Like using the tools, processing your stuff, doing the different mystical elements to it too, of helping to bring it into reality. So
yeah.
It's fun.
It's super fun.
If you like that kind of thing, which I'm pretty sure most of us do.
If you're listening
to this podcast, you
probably do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a common thing to have firewalls just come up in your life in many different ways. And like one example I'm thinking about instant manifestation is, okay, well, why don't I have this thing now? Right. And like, what belief systems do I have running that make it difficult or impossible for me to manifest that in my life? And that means you like got to do your inner work and really look at that and process it and change that frequency so that you're open and receptive and can bring about that thing in your life. Like, for example, getting a spouse or having a fiance, right? Versus being single. You know, there's a lot that can be involved. Whereas like, even when working with power objects or the creation of power objects, firewalls can come up too. And they can come up in different sneaky ways, like perfectionism. Like, if I'm going to create this amazing power object that enhances wealth in my life, it means I have to have this, and it has to be
everything
like
has to be gold plated.
Yeah, it has to be gold plated.
Only diamonds.
And oh darn!
And,
I didn't get my paintbrush from Amazon, so I can't start.
Yeah,
it's like everything in between those two examples can happen too, and it's another example of a firewall. It's just completely there to stop you from going further or deeper into achieving something that is powerful and could change your life in an amazing high frequency way. So,
and who put it there? You did. Spoiler alert. But and you know, we don't have to go into all of that today. There's so many classes in iBenz.com that you can check out to learn more about blocks and barriers and why do we have them, right? But the truth is, I think one of the things we've been looking at, like we talked about earlier, is it's been a few months since we last recorded. So why? That's interesting. Why has it been so long? How has it been so long? And why didn't it feel like it was so long?
Firewalls.
Exactly. Why? So we've been, I think one of the things that comes up working with Inelia's work is we deep dive into the content, into the energies and the materials of it. So if we have any programs or open doors to stopping that, it'll get triggered.
Happen. Yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we always have to be on our toes. It's easier than what it used to be. That's for sure.
It's gotten better.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better. Yeah. But it does mean, though, sometimes we're kind of like trudging along and we're like, wait a minute, why is this hard? Or why doesn't this feel easy? Or why isn't it happening more frequently? Or why, and then we become curious and have to look at that.
Exactly.
So we've been in mode of creating a new workshop.
Which means things exploded.
And I would say, like, at least for me, like, exploded. Yeah, no, things exploded, actually. Yeah, there were some big life changes. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's really true. There were a lot of big life changes. But it didn't feel like an explosion, as in, like, there's, like, a ricochet of, like, shrapnel and get out of the way. It didn't feel like that. But, I think, like, elements of my life, like, altered dramatically.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, especially since I've been doing all the video editing and putting together just the raw footage in a way that's comprehensible. With that, like, you tap into and feel Inelia's energy. And if you take the workshop or any of our workshops, you'll know what I mean. Or really any of her classes. Like, you can tap into that frequency, that energy line, and it's amazing. But as you said, Ash, what can happen when you're working with power is that all of your programs are empowered, which means there's literally more power behind all of them. So that's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the beautiful too. Yeah. So for me, just getting into that mode and creating something out of formlessness, like structure out of formlessness, and working with the energies that Inelia is putting and creating with this workshop. Let's just say I had quite a few ego crashes, because that's usually my biggest.
Does come up.
Yeah, it's my biggest open door to negativity. But how do we respond, right? Yeah. Use the tools. We process our stuff. We
do the ego exercise from ascension101.com.
There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
Talk with our allies, get good counsel, take care of our physical bodies, all these things we've been talking about for a long time. But it's real. And
it's not like about being a martyr in it. It's not about like, we were talking about this before. It's not about like the drama of it or anything. No. It's just like exactly what you said. It's like realizing that this is a possibility. And if it does come about, how do I handle it? And being responsible to that situation.
Yeah.
So even for like the students, it's like, going through different workshops, whether it's Power Objects workshop or Instant Manifestation workshop, like that's part of why we have facilitators, is because you can hit roadblocks, you can hit firewalls and things that might prevent you from continuing forward because just lack of maybe that good counsel and allies. And having good counsel and allies and that expanded awareness, looking at things can really make a difference.
Oh my gosh. Especially since most of the time, not all the time, and it comes with practice, but especially when you're first starting out, it can be really hard to see your own BS.
Yeah.
Belief systems, especially your firewalls, because usually you're blind to them. And then with practice and having allies and good counsel, you start to go, oh, if I just said the word, this is impossible, that generalization.
I can never do this.
Yeah, that's usually an indication it's a firewall. So you can definitely train yourself to see that, but it is so much easier when you have expanded awareness with other people supporting you along the way.
And even just when you're doing something with the people that you like and that you enjoy things with, it really helps to keep moving the energy along. Like it's like there's that motivation to continue forward with everybody. So if for a workshop, let's say, then you're motivated because you're like, oh, okay, we've got our lab this weekend and I want to be ready for it and I want to share what I created with everybody because I know, my friends are going to be sharing what they've created as well. So it's like it adds a level of maybe accountability and then also just that like inspiration to like see it through. Whereas when we've done stuff in the past, and I don't know, I mean, I've talked to countless people, and myself included, who've done Ibends Method courses and Inelia Benz work. And didn't do any of the exercises. I mean, I was like for years like, oh yeah, I did the relationships course, until I was talking with Larry and Inelia one day, and they said, well, what about that exercise? I said, there's this exercise at the end, like make a list. And what about the list exercise at the end? And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was there. And they're like, well, you didn't do the course. What do you mean? That's a part of it.
You don't have your list?
You don't have a list? I was like, oh, no, I never did that. And then I went back and I was like, oh, I didn't do any of the exercises. I only listened. So I didn't actually do the course because I didn't really do the work.
Exactly.
Right? Because it's not just theory. It's not, let's just talk about the nature of reality. It's like, oh, yeah, but we also are going to put to practice what we do.
Exactly. We bring it into our real lives, our daily life, because that's how we change our life. We change our behavior, right? In a conscious way. But the other really important thing is we have a lot of fun in our workshops. Like, it's so cool to see how everyone collaborates and shares and laughs together, and the bonds that are created, and the relationships that are formed, and the friendships that are made. Like, they're powerful and they last. And this is really a way to create those allies, you know, that are interested in high frequency expressions or have similar interests. And it's just so much fun. We have such a great time. And that, I think, makes a really big difference when going through your stuff, like processing or learning a new skill. It can be tough because, you know, it's out of our comfort zone. We have to look at things in a conscious way, do the work. But doing it with a group, and with a group that our team that's got your back, it's so much easier and way more enjoyable doing it with people who understand, because they're going through it too. And the experiences that come from that shared experience, it's just amazing and really, really life-changing. So that's the other part, is we just have so much fun. And already, even with this upcoming workshop, it hasn't even started, quote unquote. And it's like so fun.
And the energy is so nice and creative. And it's really cool.
People sharing like what kind of items they're going to use and materials they're gathering and what they're thinking about making. And, you know, it's just really, really fun.
Yep. It's super cool. And then at the end of it, like, you know, we have power objects, which is amazing, because for me, like, for example, I'm wearing one of my power objects right now, and it's a bracelet. And this is one of my power objects that when I like wear it, I wear it for specific occasions. And instantly I feel more like tuned into my power, and which really is like the human collective power. I'm connecting with Gaia, and it just brings my awareness into a broader state. And just the act of like putting it on for certain things, like, hey, we're going to do a podcast, or hey, we're going to go do some mystical work, or whatever's going on. And like, whew, wow, it's like, it's amazing. And it's amazing how much it actually makes a difference too. Like, I feel it. I feel the shift in my awareness. It's like expanded almost, not instantly, but pretty much.
And this is a fundamental aspect of human nature.
Oh, completely.
Like, we make these tools, these power objects, to make it easier for us to do certain things. And, you know, that's really important. Like, it doesn't have to be a difficult thing. Like, even just having a tool like a favorite pen that you only use to write in your journal. Like, even that over time can become a power object, because it's infused with your energy, and it's like, oh, you love it, and it's so beautiful, and it's your pen for your journal, and it's
having the right tool makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah.
I was talking with one of our neighbors, because, you know, I'm in puppy training mode, and I'm teaching the puppies how to walk on a leash. And these girls are fairly independent, and they're big, and, you know, they want to do what they want to do, and they're puppies. They don't know about leashes. Like, why are you controlling my body now? You know? And it was going pretty well, but it was a little difficult. And there are points of it that like were not enjoyable in trying to walk them. And one of them, I couldn't walk them together, because together it was harder to control the situation. And then I would end up like in a puppy knot, and it wasn't fun with the leash. So then I got a different collar, and I tried it out, and it got better. but it was still a little difficult. It wasn't great. And then I got another type of collar, and I did research, right? And I looked around and I found the right thing. And then this new collar is like amazing. It's like night and day. And I was talking with a neighbor, and she's like, gosh, these girls are doing so good. You're doing great training. And I said, well, when you got the right tools, right? It makes all the difference.
Totally.
And so just that example, it's like the right tool. And it took some time to figure out exactly what it was. What did I need? What did I want it to feel like? What was I? And I could have just said, no, it's okay to just, this will be it forever. And I'll just have this experience of walking the dogs. But I really wanted it to feel easy. I wanted it to be super enjoyable. And I got the right tool, and it made it possible.
Yeah.
So the point is, like, these power objects is a similar thing when it comes to any aspect of our life, that we can have a power object to support that and have a role and have a job or an intent that it holds. And then it's just up to us what we want that to be and how we want that power object to look.
Yep, exactly. And it's something that you'll see if you end up taking the workshop. People have power objects everywhere. Like, they're all over society. And Inelia goes into great depth about that, like explaining how, whether it's a religion or a sports team or a corporation, how they use power objects consciously to bring about results that they want to see. And so when it comes down to, empowerment and building the reality we want to experience, why don't we do it too, and do it for the life and the experience that we want to have? And this is a way that you can learn how to do it in a really practical and mystical way that's super fun, with great allies and co-creators, and something that you can use throughout the rest of your life. So it's pretty cool. Just saying.
Yeah, definitely. It is. And it's something that I think a lot of us, it's really interesting when I look around, at least like my friends, locally and online. And it's like people seem to be really in a mode of creating these types of things already.
Yeah.
And so now it's like having that, this mystical knowledge behind it to enhance the items that we're creating. So that's pretty exciting.
It is. And honestly, learning mystical skills from Inelia Benz is pretty awesome.
I know. Yeah.
Haven't found anything better than that. So if you know of anyone, let us know. But so far, it's cream of the crop as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been an amazing couple months getting that workshop ready to go. We're really excited to share it with everyone. And honestly, a big part of it is driven by you, because, we want to make sure we're having and facilitating the workshop in small groups of students, because we found that really sets up everyone for success. And that's why we brought in a second one due to popular demand. And that's an important part. Like, it's an important part of the experience. So that's part of it. If you've got Firewalls to signing up, have a look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, get curious about it and do some of the exercises around it, because that's very common. You're not alone if that happens. But knowing what it is, maybe it's an unconscious program or a belief system that you have, and responding to it is a great way just to start the process of your own empowerment.
And that's something I remember Inelia said in the past on many different occasions. And I always loved it. It's like you become aware and you notice and you see and recognize what the program is or what the belief is or what's operating, right? And then you have a choice. And you can choose to keep it or you can choose to let it go.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure she said something to the effect of, like, in her life, she prefers to be conscious of the programs that are running and operate with that conscious choice, so it's not unconscious. And I loved that because I think that's the key. It's not that, this is Firewall, it's got to get out of here. Get rid of this thing. No, it's a choice. There's no judgment one way or the other. Participate or don't, or, do what it is that you wanted to do or don't. Like, it depends on what programs you've got running, but you can keep it or drop it.
Right.
It's up to you.
And that's really what empowerment is.
Exactly.
It's like having that ability to make that decision for yourself.
Yeah.
And not having other people decide for you how to live your life.
Yep.
So if you're doing it the way you want to do it or the way you consciously choose, awesome.
Yep.
Good for you.
And if you're inspired to do the Power Objects workshop with us, then go to ibenzacademy.com and you'll see a link on our landing page there, or you can go to the workshops tab and you can see all the details to enroll.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited.
I know. I'm like ready for us to just like get started now, but I'm like, we got a couple more weeks. Why will wait?
Yes. We want to make sure
it's
folks,
exciting.
We want to make sure everyone has time to, sign up, plan for your schedules, because, we're busy people and life happens. And even in this workshop in particular, do have to like gather materials to create your power objects. But know that it's not an arts and crafts class. In fact, whether you're a super experienced artist or have never done arts and crafts, it's intended for you, because the workshop is all about the methodology of how to create a power object. So if you have skills as an artist, great. If you've never done anything before, great. But that's also why we give time to set yourself up for success.
And someone's extent of a power object could be that they have a crystal and they're just going to turn that into a power object.
Yep.
Like literally, that could be it.
Yep.
Go for it. There's a lot of freedom in that. Or you can follow what Inelia does and shows in the workshop through the lectures and follow it to a T.
Yeah.
And that's fine too. Either way, there's room and everything in between.
Yep, exactly. So it's important to have some time to prepare yourself, look at any firewalls that might come up, and also, to plan and schedule your life accordingly, because it's an important part to make time for yourself to do these kinds of things. When doing mystical work, to be focused, not disturbed, and, make sure you set up space in a way to do that. And the workshop goes into that in great detail. But that's also why we give folks enough notice to plan accordingly. So for now, February is sold out, but there's still some seats available for our March workshop. Sign up, put it in your calendars, and we'll start to plan and coordinate and just have a blast, honestly.
I know. I think it's like, it can't get more fun than this in my world.
I know.
I'm like, I already love all this stuff, making jewelry or making pendants, to working with crystals, and then add the mystical element. It's like,
it's so cool.
It's perfect.
I love watching Inelia in her studio, in her mystical zone. It's just so cool. She talks about this stuff all the time, but to see her do it and then to map to her or copy her there's just no better way to learn, in my opinion.
Especially when you have the video and you can like rewind.
Yes.
Rewind. Wait, what was that? How did she do that? Ooh.
Yes. Rewinding and pausing is your friend.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, I think that's about covers it for today. Anything else?
Just that we're excited to see what 2023 is going to bring.
I know. Oh, wait, really quick. So we sent out a New Year's gift last week.
We did, for the new year.
For the new year. So did you open your envelope this year from last year?
I did.
Is there anything you want to share with us that you manifested?
Well, a fiance.
Hey!
That actually was on one of my lists.
On your list?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, it was super cool.
You know what I manifested?
What'd you manifest?
On my list, I had that I wanted a dog. And I manifested 2 dogs. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I forgot it was on my list, honestly.
Amazing. It's such a cool tool. So that tool is straight out of the Instant Manifestation Workshop.
Yeah.
We sent the how-to how to do it in our newsletter.
Yes.
So
be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, because we definitely will send out cool things there that are exclusively there.
Yes. So feel free to check it out. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.